All right, I'm in the studios where, meanwhile, Justin Poole's on his yacht with the palm trees out the back there. How are you, Pooley?
Very well, John. Thank you.
That's good, mate. You're back. You're back playing a bit of Sea Eagles cricket. You tonked out a nice 50 or so the other day, mate. How did it feel?
Oh, mate, it's good. It's good. I obviously had a big break between when I actually officially finished playing cricket and then coming back and doing third grade last year. So it's good to be playing.
Yeah, let's talk about going back, Justin. 95, 96, premiership winning side for the Sea Eagles. Seems like yesterday.
Oh, not quite, mate.
Tell us about that week, mate. What was it like,
mate? Oh, that was fantastic. We obviously had a pretty good side as well. So a bit of youth, bit of experience, but we had a good team, good bunch of blokes, and we got on extremely well together. We had a really good period of time there from sort of 94, 95 through to, early noughties, really, where we were, always there and thereabouts. Unfortunately, lost more finals than we won.
Yeah. Well, you've won, you're the second highest run scorer in the competition, and Graham Mappry's the 27th, I think. But that's another story. But listen, you just said something very important there, Justin Poole, where there's good a blend of experience and youth. Now, I've done a couple of interviews, and they've said they've really relished and enjoyed you back in the side because of experience and stuff that it's the stuff that we need back in grade cricket. Unfortunately, with the way selection processes with Queensland cricket, anybody over 25 just doesn't get selected anymore, and old players don't want to come back. Do you find that young blokes sort of, I won't say look up to you, but ask you a few questions?
Oh yeah, I do get obviously asked a lot of questions, but the biggest issue I think at the moment is not necessarily questions. It's more about is actually just more about the experience. So a lot of these guys as individuals have their own coaches, so you can't just sort of go in and then go, why don't you try doing this, try doing that. They've been working on something for 6, 9, 12 months with their own individual coach. So sort of to come in out of the blue left field and say, why don't you do this? You're really overstepping your mark. So it's more about leadership, match awareness. Like, unfortunately, the way cricket's evolves over the last sort of 20 years is that people don't know where point is. Players don't know where point is. They get told when they start playing cricket, go stand on that circle over there, and then rotate. So it doesn't sort of instill great match awareness from the beginning to where guys are today. They're not getting that experience then until they get to that Taverners type level, So I think that's a big thing that we want to try and develop as a club is, match awareness. That's 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s, and through the Tavs and the women.
Yeah. I agree with you on the whole technique side of things, but there's some things that a coach can't teach a young player, whereas someone who's played, as you said, match awareness, how you carry yourself, how you play cricket, how you approach a game of cricket. You've got the ability. It's what between your ears, and how you respond to maybe banter from the opposition or things like that. That's not in a manual anywhere, Justin. It's something that you were about experience with.
Well, it's that's it. But it's dealing with adversity. It's like we've just come through a 2020 period where we haven't had the success so far as a club. Hopefully, one's get a couple of wins over the next 2 nights, but we haven't had that success. But it's how you bounce back. It's getting hit the 20 in and over as a bowler, but bouncing back, going back to what you've been practicing and doing that. And that's where that experience comes from. And, and that's where that experience leads to. It's like, okay, I'll learn from that, but I've still got to bowl my next over. What have I got to go back to? Like, that's a big hit. And the same thing from a batting perspective. It's, well, you missed that ball you wanted to, but you got to get one. You can't just go, oh, crap, and stay in your hole. It's next ball. How do you bounce back from the adversity?
Yeah, best advice you got. I did actually do some research, believe it or not, but your best advice is make them bowl to you. So that's something that, when you say make them bowl to you, and you say that in the nets, well, you put them outside here, but there in a match situation, especially T20, you've got to make the bowler bowl to you and take him out of his comfort zone. That's not in the textbook either.
Well, in T20 is a bit different. I came from a world. I finished playing in a world where T20 only just started.
Yeah.
You know, so, but from a T20 perspective, if you put it into a different sort of category, it's make them bowl to you. Well, you put it into a T20 category, get yourself in your position that, you know, best replicates where you want to be.
Yeah,
you know, whether that's using your feet, going deep in the crease, you know, like, so getting those right areas. Making bowl to you is literally say, well, let's not play a shot, or let's not play a shot that you don't want to play unless they bowl into the areas where you want to score. And that's, it's not practical in 2020 cricket, but in 50 hours and 2-day cricket definitely is.
Yeah, I got some highlights here of you actually having those runs on the board there, and I loved your ramp shot, which actually wasn't a ramp shot, but it still went past the keeper right behind him. I think that was an inside edge. So
it was actually a late cut, and the umpire at that end, he just couldn't stop talking about it for the rest of the day. He goes, "Oh, I just love that late cut." I thought, he doesn't see much cricket.
Yeah. So now your history, obviously a double 100 for Queensland second 11 back in the day, back when Queensland cricket was really strong, obviously 95, 96. So it was a high quality second grade competition back then. Adam Dale and Greg Ritchie and all those sort of fellas were running around. Mate, do you find that after all that you still get together with those guys? You more so than
Adam,
you
like, definitely from a Wynnum perspective, when you can. Adam Dale, we're lucky he's just actually moved back to Queensland. He's taken on a new role with Queensland Cricket.
Yep.
So he's been up for next last few weeks, and I really like to try and get him down to the club and help some of our younger bowlers throughout the season. It'd be awesome. Yeah. You know, Ken Healy, Scott Prestwich, Ian Duncan, you know, Kim Evetts, like, you know, Troy Rafter, Matt Haywood. We had a great group of guys, but obviously when you retire and get older and you start families, you do go different ways. It's good to try and catch up with them. Like the first Saturday of the T20 Max, organised a day for the old boys to get down to the club. Unfortunately, I was playing too, so I wasn't there. But apparently, a fair few people got down and had a good day. So it's just trying to do more like that and it doesn't mean to be, you know, the premiership winning team of 95, 96 or 10, 11. You know, it's just all the guys, you know, throughout all the grades, you know, the Craig Thomases of the world, the David Humphreys of the world, guys who are legends of our club because of the time they've put into it over a crap load of time.
Yeah.